Uh,
Hi, guys.
Guys, we've been laughing about some stuff and we're not going to tell you what it was.
We're going to keep it a secret. All we're saying is that we've already been on the Zoom call for 45 minutes
Yep.
and we're just now recording the podcast, which is the only problem. And to say the whole thing would then be a bit redundant, I guess.
There's a lot of problems. There are so
Yeah.
many problems.
It's actually normally we have our after show,
Hmm.
which is It's Only Problems, where we talk about our life. This time it was a pre show.
Hmm.
It's Only Problems. And it was very interesting. I learned some things about Santino, learned some things about me, and we just, made some friends along the way. You want to know another thing about making friends along the way? Another thing like that? Pineapple Express is the movie that we're watching this week. But
Uh,
first, before we get into all that, I have a question for you, Santino. I've been thinking about it ever since this afternoon. What are your thoughts on Joan Baez?
Joan Baez?
Yeah.
You mean just in general or
Yeah.
like, I mean, she's fine. She's
I
cool.
heard a song by her and I was like, I wonder if Santino has any opinions or
I never really
thoughts.
got deep into her discography. I think I've maybe heard 3 songs. That might be it. And I don't think
I
I could even really name that many.
I have mixed feelings about her cover of The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down by the band,
Yeah, I've
which is a
definitely not heard
song
that
I
one.
like. She also has a song called Salt of the Earth. You ever heard Salt of the Earth?
Mm.
This that There's an air of hers that I really like. I don't know if you'd like as much, but I just was really curious about that. And dude, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on over here. We're talking about a movie that I think I've seen before, but not all of it.
Mhm.
Um
Like maybe on TV or something? Or how did
no, I
you maybe
definitely
stumble
watched
upon
it on like Netflix,
it? Okay.
but then I think I got tired and I went to bed and then I never finished it.
Okay. So you've seen like maybe half of this movie before.
I saw I think like the first third of this movie.
Oh, less than I thought. Okay. So kind of like the
Yeah.
experience with Evil Dead 2. Like you saw the first like quarter to
Yeah.
a
I
third
saw the
and
first I
then
think hour of Evil Dead 2.
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I remember having watched an hour and being like, I've only seen an hour of this movie and then
Yeah.
turning it off, which I have since recanted my
Mhm. And
first
sometimes,
viewing of.
you're not ready for certain things. You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta come into your life at the right time.
Yeah. That's true. Do we just want to get right into Pineapple Express? Do we have any office updates? I haven't been in the office in a while. So,
I was in the office last week.
okay.
And last I checked,
Wait,
um,
who's been feeding Linguini?
Linguini?
Linguini
I
or
thought it was linguini.
Linguini.
It's been linguini the whole time?
Yeah, wait, what's this
Spell it.
linguini? Linguini?
Uh-huh. Spell it.
L-I-G-U?
Big surprise. So you've never actually had to spell this. You've just
No,
always called him linguini.
isn't that his name? Isn't
I
that
mean,
that's his name?
it must be. I've been getting it
Okay.
wrong, apparently.
But anyways, who's fed him then?
Well, I didn't feed him.
Shoot.
So yeah.
He gets upset if he misses his meals.
Yeah. That would explain some things for sure.
Why were you in the office last week then?
I
We've
forgot some
been
stuff. I had notes
busy.
from the last episode that we did, and I thought that I brought the notes home with me, and I didn't. So I don't
Okay.
make notes on my phone because I don't use the notes app because I'm a grandpa like that. So I just drove
Interesting.
over
You
and I got it.
use
And
you
Linguini greeted me at the door very angrily. So that
well, yeah, you haven't
that
didn't
checks
feed
out.
him. Um
Well, I know that
I
now.
it's hard for me to like do banter this week because this show's coming out next week and I feel like if we make any current events jokes, they'll be so old-fashioned and cliche by the time this comes out that
Well, no, I mean, Trump just announced that he wanted to give the press something to run with, so he's going to run for a fourth term.
is
Did you
he
see that?
actually a
I doubt it.
fourth
I highly doubt it. Well, he
a third
won.
term?
No, he was very specific. He said, because I've already won 3. Second election was rigged. I already won 3. It was a great election.
I mean,
Gonna
you
run for a
are
fourth one.
is he do you think he's actually going to run for a
I
fourth?
doubt it. He said before he put the 2028 hat on, he said, and because I love the press, and I want to make sure that I give him good ratings. And he goes, so that's why I'm announcing. I think this is a pretty good big scoop. That's why I'm announcing I'm running for a fourth term in 2028. And then he put the hat on and it said
That's
Trump
so funny.
2028. I'm pretty sure he's joking.
Do you
I
just think
mean,
he's giving them, he's literally giving them something to talk about so they don't
probably,
talk about like everything else going on with this
probably,
country?
probably. And I mean, also, let's remember that a lot of things that start out as jokes for Trump eventually become a thing he wants to do. So,
Yeah.
he was joking about Greenland. Now he's like, I really want Greenland. So, who knows? But I think that'll still be current enough by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah.
Or
Are
maybe
you
it'll be even
running?
more current.
Are you running for president in 2028?
I considered it, but no. No. If anything, it would be governor. Governor of Ohio,
Gov
2028. You know
yeah,
how we have
are
our
you?
elections in 2028.
Yeah,
The
I'm running
random
in
like halfway.
2028.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
running.
Regardless, like the election's in 26, but I'm running in 28.
Wait, where I can't just declare my. Anyways, Santino and I have a history in state politics.
Mm,
If you don't know that.
yeah, you do actually more than I do. I just help with the ads. But
Yeah,
see, right now you do pinball machines, but you were a politician.
I was a politician.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. I What an interesting life and how it
Mm.
intersects with movies that we love. Let's talk about Pineapple Express.
Yes.
This is a movie you wanted me to watch.
Oh,
Tell the folks
yes.
at home about it.
It's a movie. It's a comedy. It's from the late 2000s. It's one of the last uh, big 2000s comedies right before comedy kind of started to die out at the box office and move more to streaming and episodic content. It's a Judd Apatow, I believe. David Gordon Green directed it. Seth Rogen, I believe, co-wrote it, and I think Apatow produced it. And it is of all the 2000s comedies, it is my favorite of the ones that I've seen. I like it better than Superbad. Um, it, this and Bridesmaids and a bunch of other things did really well, and they kind of redefined stuff. This was also interesting because it was a stoner action comedy, which is not necessarily something you see a lot of. You see a lot of stoner comedies, but the action thing was kind of an interesting element. But it came out. It's about stoners. It's about Seth Rogen, who is a process servant, and he is a stoner, and he's dating a high schooler. She's 18, but he's dating a high schooler, and art imitates life, imitates art, etc. And the his best friend, who he doesn't really want to admit as his best friend, is this his drug dealer, Saul. And there's a very special strain of marijuana called Pineapple Express. Saul's the only one in the city who has it. He gives Dale, Seth Rogen's character, an exclusive sneak preview. And then Dale witnesses a murder. And now they're on the run from the dealers who were capping the competition. So that's a little in a nutshell of kind of what the movie is and the kind of hijinks you're going to get into it. Um, I saw this movie when I was in high school, not long after it came out. I saw it on TV. It was the unrated version, but it was the censored for TV unrated version, which was immaculate, by the way. I still have that recorded on DVD-R somewhere. I don't know if it still plays, but it's pretty great.
That
They
sounds
replaced
that
things. It was wild.
that sounds pretty good. That
Yeah.
sounds pretty good.
Like they would say casserole instead of a-hole, and they really made some interesting choices. It elevated the experience.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I was really trying, sitting there, I was watching this movie and I was like, I've definitely seen this before. And I was
Mhm.
like, parts of this, which I had thought already, but I was like, this is familiar, this is familiar. And then it hits a point like right around when when he witnesses the murder where
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I haven't seen this.
Right.
So I think I literally might have given up like when
Right
he
before the
gets
plot happens.
either right before or right after being like, I can't do this. So that's really good. That was really funny. Like that was a funny experience to be like, I feel like I've seen this. Oh no, like what am I gonna get myself into? Do we have to do it? And then like the plot happens, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know what's happening at all.
Heck. Yeah. My cat's trying to destroy all the. Come on. Don't. He wants
Hey,
to
it's
make life
okay.
difficult. Anyway, so yeah, so you sat down and watched this last night,
Yes. I sat down at
and
like 10.
it's a little later than normal.
Yeah, I got delayed. I forget why. I did a little exercise and then I showered and then I think I was texting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went, oh no, I have to start the movie.
Yeah. So you popped it in. Was this just you, or did your dad join you?
Just me,
Okay.
solo venture into this cinematic land.
Mm. So you want to walk me through your first impressions, your experience? Because I feel
So
like
I
there's a decent amount to talk about with this movie. So
so feel free to stop me along the way. What if I just go right to the end of the movie and I'm
and
like, and
then
that's
they
it.
all died the end.
And then that's it. Uh it starts out in black and white, which you had told me, and I didn't remember if there's anything more with it starting out in black and white. But I'm like, okay, here we are. And then I was kind of like, I think I remember this, but I'm still interested because I don't remember what's actually happening, which is a very interesting way of me remembering watching a movie. Because if I had watched this movie, it had to have been in the either 2020 at the would have been the latest. So
Mhm.
2020 or like the late 20 teens. So we're talking a long time ago. A lot of life has happened in between now and then. And so I literally would kind of get flashes of remembering scenes, but then I wouldn't remember any dialogue. So I was like, okay, I don't know where we're at here. And they're at this like military base, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's the angle? What's going on? And it's that they're doing these experiments. The government's conducting experiments uh with marijuana. And are we gonna get do we have to like worry about saying certain words because of
I don't
things?
think so. It's
Okay.
Spotify. I don't think they give a
It's
crap.
Spotify and it's YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think they care. I just don't think
Okay.
you can say like
What can I say?
I don't think you can say and yeah.
Oh my gosh, why would I say that right now? Anyways, they're doing experiments with weed, and it's um Bill Hader is like the first guy, and he's like this low ranking army guy who they're having smoke, and there's like a guy with an eye patch, and he's like the mean general guy.
Mm.
And I think the funniest part of that scene is asking like, "What do you think of your superior officers?" And he does like a drum solo. Bill, and
Yeah,
there's like
that's
looks he
always
gives
funny.
in that. That's yeah, that's good. That's a good scene. I forget if there's anything I wrote down from that. Um, but yeah, then we get introduced. We go from that scene. Well, yeah, and he says mean things about the superior officer, and so then
Mm.
it's like make it illegal.
Mm.
The
Yeah,
about
they
weed.
have him killed, and then they're like, it's
Yeah,
illegal.
there's a gunshot. There's a
Yeah.
gunshot. Like there's like off camera, and you just hear it kind of like. Like,
Yeah, so they make it illegal, they sell the land, and then we get our title sequence to the tune of Electric Avenue.
big fan of that song.
Big fan. I had a feeling you'd enjoy that. It's a fun
And
montage.
this is when I was like, oh, I've seen this movie before.
Mhm.
So I remembered that.
Yeah, that's when they introduce us to Seth Rogen, to Dale, and like he's smoking weed and he's into talk radio, and he like passes some like gay guys in a car who are like, "This song's great." You're like, "All right, cool." And he's like, he wears disguises so that he can get people to admit who they are, so he can like serve them some, jury notice or whatever. And then we just smash cut from that to him making out with Amber Heard in the high school. So, bam.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So then we meet his girlfriend who's in high school, and that's something that's like he's on the phone and he's like, "That's not weird.
And,
It's
in
consensual."
society, if,
Yeah.
I'm 25 and she's 18, that might look bad, but
Yeah.
but she's a
And
rough looking 25 if that was 25.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think he
dude,
was older than that.
young Seth Rogen. I know he's not
Mhm.
25. It's kind of crazy to see these days.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like he just looks almost like a different person. Like he's the same person,
Hmm.
but it's like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He and James Franco both. I mean, Franco still looks like himself. He just looks tired now.
Yeah.
But Seth Rogen has changed a decent amount, I think,
There
from.
were a couple times during this movie I was like, wow, Seth Rogen used to look a little different. Like we all do. Uh What else? What else? So then we go to the high school, and there's like a teacher who's like, "What's going on?" And the teacher like daps up one of the students who like comes over and starts talking to Amber Heard, and it's just this like offhanded thing that's so funny to me. I wrote it down because it was like, that's so
That
good.
guy he's got such a small role, but he does a lot with it for like the maybe 2 minutes he's on screen,
Yeah,
minute and a half, but he really, like, you know everything you need to know about that character that
yeah,
quickly.
it's good. He's like, yeah, he's way too chill with some of the students, but also like a jerk, and
Mhm.
this weird take on the like principal teacher
Mm.
archetype that's really fun.
Yeah, and he and Seth Rogen kind of get into it, and so then kind of kicks him out. And Seth Rogen, Dale, his character, is like, Angie wants him, his girlfriend wants him to come to dinner and meet her parents like the next night. And initially he was like, nah, I can't make it. But now he's like, you know what? I think I'm going to, because he realizes like all these guys her age are so much more attractive than her. He's like, I'm gonna have to step up my game here, like if I want to
Yeah,
hold on to her.
that she like, yeah, she because she goes to school with hot guys who are
Yeah.
like,
You do good impressions of Jeff Goldblum. And,
yeah, dude, that was really funny. Yeah, it's good.
So I think from there we basically we get introduced to everybody. We get introduced to Saul, to James Franco's character, because he's going over there to get some weed. And that's when they do like the cross joint, because like Saul's into civil engineering.
Dude, dude, he makes like a uh uh an offhanded like reference to his second favorite civil engineer, and I
Hmm.
that it might be, that whole moment might be one of like my favorite parts of the movie. That's a top part because he just wants to grow up and be a civil engineer one day once he's done taking care of his bubby.
Yeah. Want to move Bubby into a nice retirement home. And then like they're real stony sitting there. He's like, let me ask you something. If you think like you could pull the plug on somebody? If you had to though, like euthanasia, and
Yeah,
he's like, you mean like her? And he's like, if you had to. Like,
I
I
have
don't
lots
really
I
want
could
to
say
get
about
into this.
euthanasia, just not now.
Right. Like maybe we don't get into that. Like it's dude, and the funny thing is like this movie's strength absolutely is its characters. Like this is what we
Yes,
always talk about when it comes to like comedies. Comedy must flow from character. Those are the strongest ones. Those are the most have the most repeat watchability. They're the most quotable, etc. And it's so great because they make these characters like here's what they're doing now, but what they want to do is this. Like Red wants to get a scholarship, Dale wants to be a talk show host, Saul wants to be a civil engineer. Like everybody has,
Red wants to get a scholarship. Red,
yeah,
we'll get there.
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll get to Red, which is also another great character. But yeah, so it's and also what's funny is a friend of mine doesn't like this movie at all. He can't watch it because he knows a lot of drug dealers and he dealt with a lot of this crap when he was younger. He's like, it's just too close to home.
really.
Yeah, he's like, it's exact because they're like, they always want to act like they're your friend, but they're not. They're just your drug dealer. And then they always want you to stick around because no one ever sticks around because they're just buying drugs. So they always want you to stay at the house. And you're like, no, you always gonna make some excuse. And it's like,
That's
it's
hilarious.
perfect. And what's funny is I've known a couple stoners in the past, and these are the conversations that are had. This is precisely how it goes. Um, and I mean, I'm pretty sure in the movie they were smoking. Supposedly it was pot that had the THC removed. I think that's just what they told the studio, so that the studio
Yeah,
didn't have a heart attack. But they're definitely smoking in the movie. Um, but yeah, that's a great scene. Just fantastic character intros all around. Um,
for sure.
there's so many little moments in this movie, and I'm sure we'll forget many as we go along. But he eventually like leaves. Oh, that's after like other guys come to buy.
Oh my gosh, there's a guy in like jorts
Yes,
who like walks in and they like
with a
high
tucked
five him.
in t-shirt.
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, watch out, this guy's coming." And he like
Mhm.
brings him in, and he brings in this like total dork looking guy and his friend who has like a weird long hair in
Like
the
a rat
back.
tail or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the friend wants Percocet, and he's like, "What? What do you mean you want Like, I don't have
I don't
Percocet.
sell
Get
that
out of
stuff.
here."
Yeah.
Which
I
is like
also
a
like
whole.
how,
That's
oh,
like a
go ahead.
hilarious. That's every like. It's a lot of people who will do drugs are like, no, man, I don't do that. I don't do that. Oh, Jack called me. Wait, let me get Jack on the phone.
Eh,
Like, I don't do those drugs.
Local historian Jack Prochaska.
Hey, hey, hello? Hello? Hey, you're on the podcast with me and Santino right now.
Oh, that's sick.
Have you ever seen
Oh, my bad.
Have you ever seen Pineapple Express?
No.
Oh, well, that's what we're talking about. How you doing though? Santino, he can hear you, right? Can you hear him?
I can hear him. He just can't hear me.
Yeah,
No,
you can't hear
I
him.
can't hear him. I can't hear him.
You've been mentioned on the show many a time, so it's really funny that you're here.
Wow. Special guest appearance.
Yeah.
Wow. One of these days I'll listen to this show.
Yeah, no pressure. It's fine.
Special guest. Well, I actually can never I never want to find out what the name is for some reason. Even though I'm interested to listen to it, I just can't ever ask what the name is.
Okay. Do you want me to send it to you or
name?
no? It's the only
What's the name?
problem. The only
only
problem.
problem?
Yeah.
Well, so the only problem is you can't tell me the name.
No, the name of the show is the only problem.
Wow.
I can
Guys,
just
that
I
was-
can I can just send it to you. It's fine.
Yeah, send it to me. Yeah, let me see it. I'd love to hear your takes on movies.
Yeah. Yeah. You never get those with us just talking. Well, I gotta record. I'll call you back. We'll keep playing phone tag. Okay. You doing good though? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You sound like you're doing great. Okay. I love you.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing great on camera. On camera, I'm doing really
Yeah. For camera legal reasons, you're doing great.
Yeah, for camera legal reasons, I'm doing $1 million.
That
you
makes
guys
all
have
three of us.
fun.
Yeah.
Call
Awesome.
me back when you're done or whatever.
Okay. I might call you back tomorrow because when we're done, it'll probably be late and I want to go to bed. Unless you need me to call you back right away. Okay. Okay. I'll call you tomorrow. That was Jack, guys.
Jack Prochaska.
Just Jack, local historian and friend of the
Jack
show, Jack
Prochaska.
Prochaska. We've been playing phone tag for 27 hours. No, 25 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. We've a little over a day. He called me around this time yesterday, and then I called him back this afternoon, and we're just still in the middle of it. It's fine.
Wow. Yeah. I feel like Jack needs to be on the show proper one of
At
these
some
days.
point, we'll get him for sure.
Mhm.
It's only fitting. Jack's who we went to Massachusetts with. For those of
Mhm.
you who are like diehard fans of the show, and you're like that's the guy.
Mhm.
That's the guy, man.
He was our navigator. He was
Yeah.
he carried gear. He was
Mental health coach.
Yes, he was instrumental in keeping everything kind of on an even keel. Jack is one of those people who everything can be on fire around him, and he'd be like, "This is good."
Yeah.
And he and like mean it, not
And
like
joke
sarcastically,
and like crack a really funny joke.
yeah, yeah. Computer, make Santino less gay. Computer, like that moment was
Yep.
like a cold gallon of water, like in the face. Like I was having a moment, and I wasn't like I was trying to figure something out, and that was said, and it just completely derailed my entire mindset.
He's good at that. He's good.
It's fantastic.
So Dale leaves, and
yeah,
then
Dale
he witnesses the murder.
Yeah, he leaves. He leaves Saul's. There's a bit of exposition where we establish that Red is the middleman for Saul, and Red gets his stuff from Ted, and Ted Jones is a guy that Dale's going to serve a notice to. We also get like a great well, hey man, you don't have to run so fast. Like we could stay around, watch some crazy stuff on the internet together. Like that line in particular. Dad and I still say that line to each other to this day. Like, well, we could go watch some crazy stuff on the internet together.
Yeah.
Or like, you want to go see Phantom of the Opera? Yeah, my Bubby's got season tickets. Like, there's just so many weird moments. But yeah, so he leaves. He goes to Ted's house. He's like staking it out. He's smoking another doobie. He's on the phone with Angie, talking about how he's going to come to the house the next night. And then Rosie Perez shows up. The cops show up.
Mm-hmm.
She goes inside. You're not sure what's happening. And all of a sudden, a gunshot rings out. And then he looks up and sees Ted and Rosie, which Ted is Gary Cole, for anyone who wants to know, the great Gary Cole. So those two shoot this Asian guy and just kill him, like right in front of the window. And Rogan like freaks out, tosses his joint, like smashes into the cars and leaves.
Yeah.
And immediately Ted goes out there, takes a puff, and recognizes that it's Pineapple Express. You're like, okay, this isn't going to go well. And I think you said that's about the point where you probably last saw it
Yeah.
the first time you tried to watch it.
And
So
we
everything
pick-
from here on is like all new to you. This is fantastic.
So then we pick up on he goes back to his buddy's house. What's James Franco?
Saul.
Saul goes
Mhm.
back to Saul's house, and
Which is great that that's where you go in a panic after you've seen a murder.
is your drug dealer,
Right.
and he needs buzzed in, which is like a funny moment. But he gets up there, and what I immediately was just caught up almost off guard with was the fact that Seth Rogen's character Dale like puts together what could happen, which I
Mhm.
mean it's a movie, but
Mhm.
like it's like, oh wow, he actually is like, oh no, they could figure out it's me.
Right.
Because that's a whole thing in this whole moment. It's like, well, what about the he throws up on the printer,
Yeah.
which is great.
Drew up in my printer.
But it's like they actually put it together immediately, and then they realize they have to like go on the run, and then they like need to grab snacks, fruit roll-ups, like all these
Fruit
things. And
roll-up.
it's like great.
Very chaotic.
Yeah. And then they go on the run.
Yeah. Which they
this
leave.
is like a stoner buddy comedy chase action film.
Right. All of the above.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's a good combo. And they leave in the nick of time because then the henchmen show up like minutes later,
Oh my
which
God.
I can already tell by your face. I knew you were going to love these guys. I knew it.
I which we don't oh no. We don't learn their names right away, but they're Budlowski and Matheson.
Matheson's the black guy, Craig Robinson, and
Craig Robinson.
Budlowski is the white guy. I can't think of the actor's
Kevin
name.
Corrigan. It's in
Kevin
front of me right
Corrigan. Thank you. Yes.
now. And
Those
they
two are fantastic.
He's like buddy henchmen. And Craig
That have like a
Robinson-
challenging relationship to it. Like you can tell they used to be closer and now the relationship's like on the rocks.
Yeah, the relationship on the rocks. Craig Robinson plays like an 80. This is gonna sound a little funny,
Hey.
Trump hands, but he plays this like 80s black guy. Is almost because you know what Craig Robinson sounds like, so he sounds different, and he's doing this like we're turning up some knobs more.
Turn
than
up some stereotypes. Yeah.
And
the vest, the sleeveless vest, and like the square fro,
Yeah.
like the
yeah, he's playing like this weird knockoff Mr. T, and it's just great.
Possibly gay knockoff Mr. T? Question mark.
Yeah. It's not clear at all. Oh,
There's so
and
many layers to that character. man.
you want one of my vests, I think is said around there, because he's got to like go to get because they're gonna smoke.
Oh
He
yeah.
wants to smoke, and he's like, "Oh, I can't smoke. My wife will smell it on me." And he's like, "You want one of my vests?"
Smell good. It's like they're not my style. He's like, you ain't got no style. Like there's a constant like banter between them, and there's this recurring joke that Belovsky he's really over his job and he just wants to go home and have dinner with his wife, but he always can't make it because they're always doing this crap. Oh, it's great.
And Matheson is like super serious and like still in it and like trying to bring up the good old days and like when they were really in this, like you're saying, like the relationship's clearly not what it once was, and he's like talking about like he apologizes at one point or something like before they go into the parents' house. This is where I know we're skipping ahead, but the whole like have just always really appreciated you as my partner moment.
Yeah, and it's not
So good.
reciprocated.
Yeah,
Which is great. Like I don't know. And I mean, I've researched, I've been aware of this movie for a while. I've researched some things. I still am not 100% sure how much of this, I've read the script and some of it's there, but I'm not sure how much of this was like their decisions, the director's decisions, just something on a whim. There's a lot of improv. I mean, this is also the unrated version, which has extended scenes, and some of the best dialogue is in the extended scenes, which is why I really wanted you to see this version. there's a lot of improv, but their characters seem to be fairly well established from what I remember on the page. So that's just a genius idea because henchmen are usually kind of throwaway characters. And they go,
Yeah.
no, we're going to give them like a lot to do.
Yeah.
It's really funny. So I knew you would love them. There's so much of them in the movie. Yeah.
So then we cut to them in the woods, and I
Oh,
only
yeah.
know this because it's like, well, how could they find us? Is a line
Mhm.
that Dale says, and then Saul's like, I don't know, heat-seeking missiles, bloodhounds, like, and he goes on this list, boxes, and there's this list of ways they could be found, and it starts with heat-seeking missiles, and that's probably, I need to remember that for like, how can we find them? Heat-seeking missiles.
I love that, and I love like because Rogan's kind of the straight man to most of this, because then he's like, I don't really know what to do when you say stuff like that. And he's like, thank you. He's like, that's not a compliment. I'm just, it's kind of weirding me out. And they have like this whole moment where he
Is
calls
that-
his Bubby
Yeah.
out there, and but what were you gonna
Well,
say?
is this the scene where they say safety first, then teamwork? Like, when is that a line? Because I wrote that down, but I don't really remember. I guess if you don't remember, like, I don't know. Someone says safety, like, these are
Saul
the,
says it.
yeah. Saul says like safety first, then teamwork. Like, we
I
got to
think he
remember what's
says that to
important.
his
or something.
Bubby because he was like telling her to use protection because she's like sleeping around at the nursing home, and I think he's like safety first, then then teamwork. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where else that line would fit.
Yeah,
And I've seen
anyways.
this movie a bunch, but it's tough to remember every little piece.
He's on the phone. He's on the phone with Red
Yeah.
at one
Yeah, he
point,
calls
and that
Red.
might be it. He calls Red and Matheson and
It is when he calls Red.
yeah,
It is because
it's when yeah, they're friends. Yeah.
yeah, they're friends because so Dale wants him to call Red because he wants to know if Ted has called him about the Pineapple
Yeah.
Express. Who would you sell it to? And they call Red, and Red was just getting like beat up by Matheson and them. And so he's like, ow. And that's when Saul's like, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, don't worry, I just like stubbed my toe. And he's like, oh, safety first, man, then teamwork. That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
Okay, I knew we could put that together. And then like, there's another great line from Craig Robinson, which there's like a million of them in this movie. But it's is he Asian? Because at that point we're not informed of the beef between Ted and the Asians.
Mhm.
They're like the
general.
drug war that's going
Yes.
on. Yeah. And so is he Asian? Ask if he's Asian is
Mhm.
like out of
Yeah.
nowhere. What the heck is going on line? And it's really
And
It's
that
great.
scene's so great too because and you can tell like the stuff that's improv and the stuff that's not. And like, this is one of those movies, and it does one of those things that I love because White Noise does it, and a lot of the Lethal Weapon movies do it. And movies that I really love have the tendency to have a lot of overlapping dialogue. And there's in that scene, we're getting exposition, we're talking to Saul, we're talking to Red, but while Red's talking to Saul, Bodlowski and Matheson are having their own conversation around him talking to Saul, and it's amazing. Like, you can watch it 3 times in a row and catch new stuff every time.
Yeah. My next note is that when the battery dies, they wake up in the morning and they're just mad.
Yeah.
That's us on the dock shoot.
Yeah.
I literally went like that's us because it's like what's going on? The car's dead.
We need
Like-
the car's dead. Like, how can I explain this any differently to you?
Yeah.
Actually, before that happens, so Red sets him up, and he's like, "Come by the house tomorrow at noon. We'll get all this
Yeah.
figured out." And then like, there's another fun conversation with Matheson and Bodlowski around Red, and then we get the freak out. They get Saul and Dale get paranoid, and they freak out. And well, first they try to smash their phones so that they can't be triangulated. And then they have this freak out where they both just run in different directions through
Yeah.
the woods.
Well, they try to break their phones and Saul misses a tree.
Yes.
And so then they like freak
Well,
out.
how often
Going
do
with-
you throw things? Yeah. There's an amazing moment in that they run separate directions. Dale gets back to the car first. He jumps in the car. He's out of breath. He's looking around. And Saul like smacks against the side of the car. And Dale turns and screams with his eyes closed like bloody murder. And it might be my top 3 favorite screams of all time because just like it's so funny. I remember when I had this recorded on DVD a long time ago, I would just replay that. I don't normally like stop and rewind things in movies. I
Yeah.
don't care, but I would replay that a couple times because I would laugh myself sick watching that scream. It was hilarious. But then yeah, after the weird night in the woods, they wake up and realize the battery died because they left talk radio on all night and they slept for like 18 hours. Because it's also daylight savings and they lost another hour, so it's now 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to meet Red at noon. So they like hitchhike their way back to Red's. But you are correct. That's the Massachusetts shoot. It's like nobody knows what's going on. We're in a
Yeah.
bad mood. And then it's like simple things are being communicated, but no one's getting them. Like, what do you mean the
Yeah.
car is dead? Well,
Yeah.
it's dead. What do you mean it's dead? Like,
Yeah.
so then they make it back to Red's house. And this entire scene is just almost every scene in this movie is gold, but this scene is, I think, my favorite. So I'll let
It's so
you
good.
kind
There's
of
so
walk us
much
through that.
dialogue. So they show up to Red's house. And first of all, he has clearly has like one of those things you can look through in a door.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's like a part that's cut out, and instead of looking through the like keyhole, he like opens this big hole in the door
Yeah,
to like introduce himself. And that's how we're really like formally introduced to this character.
they like shake hands through the hole in the door.
Yeah. And this is Red, played by Danny McBride.
Mm-hmm. Which some of you will know from our Hot Rod episode.
Yes.
Danny McBride had some choice lines in that.
Yeah, some very good. Yeah. Very good lines in that movie. But we're just we're instantly introduced to like such a rich character, and there's so much. Everything he says is like a gem, and I only wrote some of them down. But he talks about getting a scholarship, and that's something you say, right? Because I recognize that, and
I've
has to
quoted
be
it a
from
few
you.
times. Yeah.
Yeah. And he mentions that it's his cat's birthday.
Yep.
And they're like, but I don't see a cat. And he's like, well, my cat's dead. It would be his birthday.
Yeah.
And that's great. And that's also that moment's, and I mean no offense, that's like every cat guy, I think, is that little moment. And he's like, are they talking about like hoping his cat's in heaven? And he's like, nah, he was a jerk. He's in hell.
Yeah, he could be in hell. That's amazing. Even like when they first get in there and they realize that like Red, because he's been beat up, and so like he's got this big split on his lip and his eyes are all red. They're like, "You okay, man? You've been crying." He's like, "Oh yeah, well, I got a cold sore. Never had one before, so I started to cry." Does that mean dirty herpes? He's like, "Yeah, that's I'm a disgusting person." It's just so much to unpack. But he puts on a kimono and he's like frosting this cake and he's having this conversation with them about like Saul just keeps giving too much information. Dale doesn't want to tell him, we don't want to bring you into like what we're into, you don't need trouble, we don't want to give you trouble. He's like, you don't think I can handle danger?
Yeah, I have that written down. Yeah, I have that written down. You don't think? And it's like talking about like being friends. Like, that's your loss. I'm a great friend. Like, so good. So good.
Look under here, bro. No hair under there. What's the significance of that? Makes me aerodynamic when I fight. And I love that he says that, and he almost looks like he's kind of insulted and gonna cry when he says it. He's like, it makes me aerodynamic when I fight. Like he's really indignant about it. Like it should be obvious why my armpits are shaved.
I don't know. Danny McBride in scenes like this and in characters like this is just so good. I don't quite know what to compare it to, but it is just it's really good.
There really is no comparison, not that I can think of.
You broke my phone. You gonna pay for it? Is said during this when they eventually get in their fight. And so, okay, this is like one of the first real actiony scenes we get. Is they end up in a fight with Red. And this is almost, you might have mentioned this, but this movie has similar action to like Raising Arizona, in the fact that they're like these like scrappy, dirty fights that happen, like realistic, bunch of like crotch shots and just dirty fights that are really funny.
Yeah, this is the fight they get into is probably top 10 fight scenes of all time. And that's the thing, I mean, comedies, again, you have to subvert expectations, right? And so the expectation is like a fight's going to be a fight. And in a comedy, you always go, okay, well, let's show the humanity of it, right? None of these people know how to fight. They're all out of shape. They don't actually really want to fight each other, and they're half stoned. So this is going to go
like
south.
Almost like talking each other out of the fight throughout, right? Like, so what you're saying, like
they try things we do in this life echo into eternity. like it's amazing. Well, what the only thing I wanted to hit on before we get to the fight is that there's an amazing exchange, and it's all improvised, between Dale and Red. Like, because they're like, all we want to know is, did anybody ask about us? And he's like, uh-uh. And they're like, is that uh-uh or uh-huh? He's like, it's uh-uh. And they're like, see, clear, it's fine. And so Saul goes to get high, but then like Dale's not convinced and he like keeps interrogating about it. And like Danny McBride's like, I'm gonna call my wife, don't listen to what I'm saying, which is such a like 5-year-old thing to do. Like, don't pay attention to what I'm doing over here. And like
Yeah.
Dale won't stop like pestering him about it. And he's like, why don't you sit on my couch, sit on my chill-astic couch and just chill out? Like just go over there, just chill, shake my hand, blah, blah, blah. And then like the fight kicks off because he starts accusing him. He takes the phone, he starts accusing Red of selling him out. And Red grabs a ashtray and hits him in the head with it like a frisbee, which is amazing. And from that moment, it just launches into this full-scale fight where, like you said, they're fighting dirty. He starts beating Saul with a portable vacuum cleaner, which is
Yeah.
pretty great. He at one point he like Saul or Dale hides the phone in the toilet and tries to flush it down the toilet, and that doesn't work,
Yeah.
of course. And then like he comes out and I forget if he ends up on Red's back and then they both fall through this glass coffee table and Skittles go everywhere.
Yeah.
There's just so much crap happening. And then yeah, best moment is Red runs into the bathroom, locks himself in there. They're trying to break the door down. And there's an amazing thing that he says, which is so real. Like they're trying to break the door down, and he like registers that. And he's like, "Oh, you gonna pay for it?" Like I
Yeah.
love like you're in the middle of this life and death. Like there's so much more at stake here, and yet you're still like as a homeowner going, "Wait, are you gonna pay for it?" And the best moment, one of the best stunts that I've ever seen, not because it's so big, but just because it's so darn funny. They break the door down. Red goes down with it, and his head goes in the sink, and it like breaks the sink off the wall. And there's like this loud clang.
Yeah.
It's when I saw that for the first time, to this day, it's still hilarious. But when I saw that for the first time, I lost my mind. I'd never seen anybody do that. It's great.
That's really good. It's really good. Yeah. And then where do we they tie him up with duct tape,
Yeah,
right?
they eventually subdue him. They put his head through the wall, and then
Yeah.
they like it's like they're wrapping a Christmas present. There's just duct tape
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like over his head. They're taping individual fingers to his
Yeah.
legs, which is great. It's fantastic.
I think that's when we're introduced to Lakovsky, how do you say the B one? I don't remember.
Budlowski.
Podlovsky and
Mhm.
Matheson being the character names is like while they're
Mhm.
interrogating him. Cause I think it's like he at first is like, no, I'm not telling. Then like immediately he just changes and starts telling them everything.
Yeah, well, because they hold a cactus to his face as like a threat, and then he's like, "I'm gonna flex and bust out of here," and then he can't, and he's like, "Well, yeah, here's what happened." He just spills his guts. He's like, "Ed's definitely gonna kill you." He sent these two real hard guys, Budlowski and Matheson. You know, they beat the crap out of me. They're definitely coming to kill you guys. So you know, here's what's going on. And yeah, then like they show up, and he's like, "I'll cover for you guys. Go out the back." As soon
Yeah.
as they come through the front door, he's like, "They just went out the back. You can get them." And of course they miss him. They didn't catch him. And now they're mad at Red. And they call Ted. They're like, you know,
Ted gives a look, I think, on the phone
Mhm.
at some point in this. It's like hilarious for somebody. I forget why, but
Yeah, his character's great. And then like he's like, "Well, kill Red." And so then he just shoots him. And Red's in the middle of like this sentence about like Matheson's shoes and like his style. And then he shoots him, he's just like, "No!" And then dies. Or we think he
Yeah.
does. Because then
Yeah.
there's a recurring joke in this movie to fast forward to the, you know, those who have seen it, where Red just won't die. He gets shot like
yeah,
multiple times.
yeah. Like
He
he's
just
definitely
won't
dead,
die.
but then he's like he's back in that scene. He's like,
Mhm.
you shot me. And
Yeah,
then
he
gets
comes
shot
back.
again. Yeah.
Mhm. It's like, I'm gonna
And-
die now, probably.
Which is also so real. Like,
Mhm.
oh man.
I
Yeah.
actually can't remember what comes after that. Do they go?
I don't know what happens directly after that.
Oh, I feel like they go to Angie's, don't they? I can't remember. They
Maybe.
run out and Saul
Is it when
jumps in
they
the
s-
dumpster.
Is it when they sell the stuff? I
No,
can maybe pull it up. Wait, I can
that's
pull it up.
I think that's after.
Stall for time.
I'm stalling for time. Stalling for time. Uh, yeah. So Bodlovsky and Matheson torture Red for information. They shoot him. Um,
Actually, just the scene, I pulled up his scene. It's when like him and the lady cop are talking literally after they're at Red's house. Ted has this look that's just hilarious at something the lady cop says. He just goes like,
yeah. He's
So-
like, no, you're right about that. I forgot about that look.
and then the Asians, and then they're running. There's a great running scene, and then yeah, they are at the parents' house. You're right.
Yeah, they go to Angie's house because Dale's like, I have her report cards on her fridge, and if they've been to my house, then they know her house, and now we got to go get
Which
Angie.
him having her report cards on the fridge, hilarious.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so they go over, they go to Angie's, which we're introduced to her parents, which her dad is oh, I can't even think of his name. He's been in a million things.
Ed
Ed Begley
Begley.
Jr.
Yeah.
And he's great. There's a line in there that you've probably heard me say multiple times, which is, I guess they've been waiting for Dale to show up for a long time, and the food's just been sitting there, and he's like over it. And he's like, look, in 2 minutes from now, I'm gonna be eating some food. And you know what? I'm gonna go in the other room and I'm gonna check my email and eat it because I'm done with this. And I must say that
Yeah.
at least once a week. Like, I'm gonna check my email and eat some food because I'm done with this. Like,
Yeah.
and then Dale shows up. He's all sweaty and bleeding. He's out of breath. He's trying to tell them, like, hey,
And they're like, hi.
hi. They're like trying to make it work.
Yeah.
It's very obviously not gonna work. They're like, where have you been? He's like, I'm fine. I've been camping, but it's okay. Hi, intros. Nice to meet you. Like, trying to go through the thing. He's like, well, I saw a murder.
Yeah. He just tells them.
Yeah. And they're like, we should go to the police. He's like, no, you can't, because that's the crazy part. The police for the murderers. And like, well, police for the murderers, of course. Like, we can't. And then the dad's like, I'm gonna get a gun, and you better be gone.
Yeah.
And at this moment, Bodlovsky and Matheson pull outside, and he's listening to Poison by He's listening to that, and it's like it's such a perfect needle drop. It like fits the
Yeah.
character. I don't know why that cracks me up, but it's just like
Yeah,
a
that
great
is-
character detail. And then you're right. He has like that moment.
Let's see if
where
I
he's
can
like,
find what they say.
something like, I want you to know I've always got your back, or something.
Yeah.
And Bodlovsky's flossing his teeth. He's like
Yeah,
not paying
Could
attention
not
to
care less.
any of it.
See if I can
Which is another amazing thing to give a character to do, like in a scene. Like, I've never seen someone just floss their teeth on a stakeout, or like while they're waiting to go and kill people.
Wait,
So
I
many
need my
real
subtitles.
human moments.
This is your favorite part of the show where you just sit around.
The
waiting
dead
for it.
air.
Okay. Just want you to know I'll always got your back. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's literally flossing his teeth, and I'm glad we're partners.
Yeah, I'm glad we're partners.
It's so great. His character is so good.
Oh yeah, doesn't he like right after he says that, he like looks at the house and he's like, this is so exciting. Like, he gets like this real gay little clap about like how excited he
Yeah.
is to go in there and like storm the
Yeah.
house. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so odd.
So then we're back in the house, and like Dale's trying to round up Angie and the mom and get them to leave. And then like Saul comes running in to warn him, and Angie freaks out thinking it's like the murderers, and she stabs in the back with a fork.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, this is my pot dealer. And then the dad comes in and starts shooting at them, which is great. And then, of course,
Yeah.
Bodlovsky and Matheson are trying to get in the house. And then there's like a bit of a time warp because when you think about it, Bodlovsky and Matheson are at the front door when they hear the gunshot. And then it takes the family a while to like pile into the garage. And then
Yeah.
they pull out, and somehow Bodlovsky and Matheson don't see that. But whatever, it's a comedy. Dale and them are like, hey, go to a hotel or motel, check in under a fake name.
Yeah.
Garagely. I'll call you when the heat's off, right? So they leave, and then I don't know where Dale and Saul go, but Bodlovsky and Matheson are just like wandering around the house. They're like, oh, they're gone.
Dale and Saul go up in a tree.
Oh yeah, they go hide in a
They
tree
have
in like a
friend
park.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah. And Matheson just sticks his hands in the food in like a very weird sensual way for a second and like feels the
Food's
macaroni.
still warm.
Yeah. And then yeah, you're right. They're in a tree. They have like this friend moment.
Where
they're
Saul
like,
is like very forward about their friendship, but it's
yeah,
not reciprocated.
I'm glad I dipped in your ink, man. Like great lines. Yeah, and then that's when I think they formulate the plan of like we got to get some money and we got to get like a bus ticket and we got to get out of town. Because then that's when they sell pot like the next day to like middle schoolers.
Yeah.
Like the meanest middle schoolers you've ever like the one kid's just a total jerk.
Yeah.
Another montage. There's a lot of montages in the movie actually. I
Pretty good
realized that
montages.
when
Yeah.
I was watching it this time. I was like, Andy's gonna like there's montages.
And then then the like officer from the school,
The liaison.
the liaison, which is one of my favorite characters in this movie, is this liaison lady, because she like tries to arrest Seth Rogen and tries to arrest Dale, and but then he starts telling her the truth of what's going on, and she believes him. And she's like, I always knew something was up in this department. And she's like, he's like in the back of the cop cruiser with the handcuffs on, and she's like believing him.
Yeah. And she's like, is it a male cop or a lady cop? He's like, a lady cop. She's like, I know who that is. He's like, yeah. I'll take this badge off and get to the bottom of it. I don't work for the law. The law works for me. I've been smelling something in this department a long time. And he's like, keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah, because she's driving, like looking back at him. Yeah, he's like, oh, man.
And yeah, then Saul like runs out. I don't know what his plan is, but he runs out in front of the car, gets hit by the car. The red slushy he had goes all over the windshield. She gets out, he goes around, he gets in the car thinking he's gonna like save Dale from the lady cop, not realizing she's not the lady cop. And then the real lady cop, Rosie Perez, like comes up the alley the back way, and now it's a chase.
Yeah.
Which again, action movie, $25 million budget for a stoner comedy. Like they do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. Pretty good car chase.
Mm-hmm.
Some
It's
fun
high
gags.
octane.
He kicks his foot through the windshield to try to wipe it off.
Yeah, he couldn't get the windshield wipers to work, so he's like, I'll kick out the windshield. But it just kicks a hole in it and then his foot's stuck. And you just see like his foot sticking out the windshield through the chase. And yeah, they go through traffic, they go through a park, they Dukes of Hazzard ramp over something, and then like they try to do like the speeder thing from Star Wars, where he just like suddenly brakes and she just brakes next to him and starts shooting at him and like shoots a random person. And so then they speed up again. He's like, why did you do it? He's like, I don't know. I thought she would stop. Or like she'd keep going. I thought she'd keep going. And then eventually they do lose her and she crashes into some other cars in a pretty spectacular fashion.
Yeah.
And yeah, they finally get away. They get out of the car. And then we have the Dark Night of the Soul. We have the confrontation where the friendship blows up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had any notes about that one in particular, but
Not
they have an
really.
argument. They have
an
a falling
argument.
out. Things are said, feelings are hurt. They go their separate ways. And we get another montage.
Yeah, and then we get a montage of them being sad, and then Dale calls Angie,
Mm-hmm.
and then they break up, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
They break up because
or
like
did they break up earlier?
no, they break up or yeah, no, they break up before the falling out. They're calling, he's calling his bubby and Dale is calling Angie. And surprise, surprise, they must have actually used Garagely because like he calls that room and like she like accuses him of being, I don't know, immature and like not having had relationships before and like, you know, so then like he's like, well, you're gonna go to college anyway and you're gonna end up being a lesbian. She's like, well, screw you. He's like, okay, so they kind of break up. Then there's the falling out between him and Saul. Then like there's a montage. Saul's crying on a swing while eating a hamburger, which is pretty great. And then Dale calls Angie again, and he's crying, and he wants to make it work. He'll do anything to make it work.
Yeah. And then she's like, well, let's get married. And he's like, Oh, I made a mistake.
I made a mistake. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's an
Realizing,
amazing
like,
moment.
I realized that you doing this like means you're not mature.
Yeah, like if you would take me back,
Yeah.
that's not good. And then like they argue about who's mature,
Yeah.
and then then they break up for real. And so then after that, Saul gets kidnapped at the nursing home because Matheson and Budlowski are there like interrogating his grandma, and he smashes Budlowski in the face with a coffee pot.
No, he's Matheson.
Or yeah, smashes Matheson in the face with a coffee pot. Matheson cries, which is a great
Yeah.
little cutaway.
and he knows, Saul knows all the people, all the old ladies at the retirement home. Like he's on a first name basis with all
Yeah.
these ladies.
Which is pretty great. Yeah, because then like jump cut, the police are there, and all the nursing home residents are trying to tell him what happened, and they're all kind of happening
Yeah.
at once. And then Dale shows up and he's like, "Oh crap, they got him." So then he goes back to Red's house, and that's when we first learn that Red's still alive.
Yeah.
And he's just been
Somehow.
drinking like wine coolers and listening to music. Like he's like barricaded himself in the bathroom against the toilet with like a knife.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
He's like, it doesn't matter where I go. If I go to the
Mhm.
hospital, Ted'll kill me if I die here. Talks about being a Buddhist,
Mm-hmm.
getting reincarnated.
I'm a hermit crab changing shells.
It's like I'm a hermit crab.
Yeah, and like Seth Rogen pumps him up and he's like, we need to go help Saul. It's like, all right. And then there's another montage, which you could tell us what the song is. I don't know. I recognize it. It sounds familiar, but I don't know what the song is. It's some rap.
Oh, I don't remember. It's Public Enemy #1 by Public Enemy.
There we go. Okay. I knew I
Thanks.
should know what it is, and I couldn't bring it to mind. Yeah, Red somehow had this whole time a stash of guns behind the wallpaper, which kind of begs the question, like, why he didn't defend himself when
I might have
Budlowski
been
and
wrong about
Matheson-
the Public Enemy song, but it was
Uh-oh.
Public Enemy. That's
Okay.
all I know.
But either way, like they get their guns. He's got a little gun that he used to use when he was a prostitute, which is pretty great.
Such a good throwaway line.
That and like make sure you pick up like bullets fall on the ground. Like make sure you pick those up. I don't want to run over them with like the vacuum and shoot my face off. Like that's. Then yeah, they drive out to Ted's hideout, which is the barn. It's the hill
There's
with
a
like
barn,
the shaft. They built a barn over it, and that's what was in the beginning of the movie when everything was black and white. And they get out there, and then Red's like, "I can't do this. I can't do this. I gotta go to the hospital. I don't. My wife's getting out
He's
of
like,
jail
which
soon."
he had said earlier that like he can't go to the hospital because
Right.
all these reasons he'll be fine. And then it's like one of the first things he says is like, I gotta go to the hospital. I'm
Mhm.
bleeding out. And his shirt's all bloody. Like
Mhm.
he's bleeding out.
It's like my wife's gonna be out of the hospital, jail soon. I want to get with her. Like I don't want to wake up murder tomorrow. Like I'm gonna leave.
I don't want to wake up murder tomorrow is a great
Right.
line.
And so he leaves, and now it's just Seth Rogen. And so like Saul has been taken underground to like a holding cell. Matheson wants to beat him up for making him look like the Hamburglar and the Elephant Man from
Yeah.
smashing him in the face with the thing. And this is more of like his and Budlowski's relationship. There's like more fallout there. He's like, "Where were you?" He's like, "I was there." He's like, "How'd this happen?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's see. So then, oh wait, I completely missed one of the best parts. Rewind to I don't remember exactly when, but not too long before this. We cut to Ted and Rosie Perez like trying to like strategize what they're gonna do about the Asians. And Ted's like naming all the different strains of weed. And then yeah. There's some great names in there. And then he calls the Asians. And he calls like the lead guy and he's talking to him. And then all of a sudden their call gets like hijacked by his 12-year-old son. They're like, hello, Dad? Boy, get off the phone.
Yeah.
That's an amazing moment.
At one point, also earlier in the movie, I think it's either with Saul or Red, we learned that of this beef with the Asians, and Saul wants to know, like, wait, what Asians? And they're like, well, the Asians.
Oh yeah, it's
Like-
like
it's like, are
Indians
they
could technically
Korean?
be Asians. Like
Asians.
what Asians?
It's like all of them.
All of them. Yeah, like he's on the phone with him, and then like his son says a line, and he's like, I told you I'm gonna call I'm gonna call some hot pitches later. And he's like, that time is now. He's like, I got you another line so that you wouldn't be on mine. He's like, get off the phone. He's like, Dad, the dynamic of our relationship is about to change. He's like, get off the phone. Those are lines I still quote to this day. They're great.
Do you know the Costco family? The Costco, do you know the Costco guys? Do you know that
Costco
meme
guys?
from the internet? The people
No.
go boom and they rap and
No.
stuff. Okay, never mind. Because
I'm
the
not
kid is
familiar.
like the same. You don't. Wow. Do you know the Rizzler?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
If it's like a Gen Z thing, I don't know it.
I'm shocked you don't know about this from like the kids at your youth group. Anyways,
No, they're
one
always
kid-
quoting things and I don't know what they're talking about.
the family dynamic is similar to what I imagine the Costco family is like.
Oh,
Costco
okay.
guys.
But yeah, so like that's what ultimately leads to like Ted, because like the leader of the Asian gang is like he sounds like a very nice boy, and Ted's like, all right, screw you,
Yeah.
we're coming at you with everything we got, which makes him look weak. And so then Saul is imprisoned in the one interrogation room. Dale shows up. He like takes a guy hostage. Budlowski's like, I ain't got time for this. So he just shoots that guy. And it's like, if
Yeah.
anybody asks, Dale took him out. And so then Dale gets captured too. And he reunites with Saul. They have like a friend moment. There's a lot of weird innuendo that happens there. Where
Yeah.
they like try to free each other.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then Ted
Romance,
shows
though,
up.
I
Yeah,
guess.
romance.
Well, and the whole time Matheson is like, I can hear you guys.
Yeah, yeah. I can hear you. Like, I know what you're doing. Do this on your own time. Like, it's really annoying. Like,
Yeah.
stop. And yeah, then Ted shows up and he wants to like go and kill those two. But then the Asians show up and it's like it's an ambush and there's this big shootout upstairs. We cut back to Saul and Dale, and they're finally free and they have like a plan. One cough, I take him, two coughs, you take him. And then Matheson shows up again. It's like, look, I get
I
it.
heard you. One coughs, you get him 2-2. And in the meantime, Saul like rubs his nose.
Yeah, they
with
keep
his
coughing
hand.
and then he's like, and then puts his hand back behind his back. It's like, I get it, guys. Just stop. Like, whatever you do. Yeah, Dale tries to charge him and he just shoots him. And then Saul attacks him. And then he shoots Matheson in the shoulder.
Yeah.
And he doesn't take that well at all.
He's like, I've never been shot before.
Mhm.
This hurts.
And then Dale wakes up. Apparently, he just got shot in the ear, which is really
Yeah,
gross.
right. And he says, you killed my ear.
Yeah, you killed my ear. Oh, yeah. And then for whatever reason, Craig Robinson just starts yelling, you shot me. He's like, I didn't do that. He's like, well, he shot me. He's like, get your hands off me. And it's like, what? Who are you yelling this to? Like,
Yeah.
no one, there's a gunfight upstairs. No one's coming to help. And so, yeah, they go out, they get some guns, like they get some AKs and some big stuff. And then it's just one big fight. It's just like all these gunfights. And people are coming downstairs. People are shooting upstairs. It gets just real confusing. Everybody's kind of all over the place. Saul gets out through an air shaft. He's like, oh, I'm going to go get help. And he crawls outside. And then Dale's fighting Ted. And that just turns into a fist fight, like this really long, like protracted fist fight between him and Ted. Which is kind of funny because at one point they're like fighting with like tube lamps as if they're lightsabers. And Ted's like, why are you doing this to me? And they're like, why are you doing this to me? Like they don't, like if you would just talk about it for like 2 more seconds, you could have probably come to an understanding and be like, wait, you think I'm what? No, like I was just gonna like
Because Ted thinks he's some like super spy sent by the Asians.
Yeah, like a real high level assassin. He's got all these disguises in his car, you know.
Yeah.
And instead it's like, no, like I just have like you're being served. Like I was just coming to do that. And I saw you shoot some guys and I thought you were coming after me. Like, I don't really care if you shoot the Asians. Just don't kill me. Like you could have really talked this out 10 more seconds, but it never happens. And then like Saul comes back in and like starts fighting with Rosie Perez, and that's a whole fight. And then what the heck happens after that? Oh, yeah, Budlowski's gonna shoot him, but then he doesn't. He's like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have dinner with my wife for once. And then Matheson shoots him. He's like, dinner's gonna be cold tonight.
Oh, it's so good.
And he goes to shoot Saul, but then the Daewoo comes through the wall and crushes him because Red came back.
Yeah, Red comes back.
And he blows his foot off with a shotgun, which is a really funny, like weird effect. And he's like, yeah, I came back for you. They have that reconcile moment. And then right when that's like at its zenith, Rosie Perez shoots him and he goes down and it's one of the
He
best.
gets
Like
shot
he's-
with like a machine gun. It's
yeah, like it's like 4 or 5 bullets. And he goes down and he like goes down, it's like whiny. He's like, like he like goes down. And then I think one of the Asians like sets a bomb, and then the bomb goes off, and like that kills Ted. And Dale like throws the paper at him. He's like, "You've been served." And then he crawls up out of the hole, and his pants are on fire, so he has to take his pants off. And then like the place is burned down, so he saves Saul and carries him out. The whole place explodes. What
and
happens,
then,
Andy?
yeah, and then Red comes out of the
Yeah.
exploded barn.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
just crawls
hey
out.
guys.
He's smoking.
Yeah.
And Dale's like, where the heck did he come from? He's like, he came back to save us. And then we just dissolve to them all in like a Denny's.
Which just is such a good scene. I didn't write down a lot from it, but it's like it's guys' friendship is essentially like epitomized in like a male friendship where they're just talking about like everything that's gone on and how they're all best friends now, how they've all dabbled in the murder, how they,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
guess
just
we've
something you can like dip your toes into. Like I've
Yeah.
killed a few people. I don't really want to ever kill anybody else ever
but again,
again.
I guess that's something we learned. And then Red's like, well, I haven't killed anybody. And it's like, well, you ran over Matheson with your car. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess I have dabbled in the murder.
Yeah. I guess I did. Yeah, that's such a great conversation. And so much of that is improvised because most of it isn't really, from what I remember, it's not in the script. And I think they even shot that scene early, from what I remember hearing in the shoot. So like a lot of their injuries was the makeup department kind of like guessing ahead at what it should look like,
Yeah.
which is just spectacular because it's all like right on. They talk about the fight and the car chase.
You
and,
hit
like,
me with an
Red-
ashtray.
He hit me with an ashtray, and like Red's like, you guys got into a car chase? Like that's crazy. They want to get like a 3-way like heart
BFF
pendant. Yeah.
chain.
So it's
Or,
like
oh, we could make those if those aren't a
make
thing.
them. One with the, like it's crooked on both sides, and then the 2 pieces that fit together. It's
Which
just
that
it's
is like
constant.
that's like two like because Saul and Red were already best friends,
right.
and Dale and Saul were not like they were best friends, but they weren't. But now they're all best friends.
Now they're all best friends.
And it's like guy friendship friend group formed, but they all tried to. It started off with them all trying to kill each other.
Right. And it's great. And like they keep trying to feed Red because they're like, you need to eat because like you're like losing fluids. And then they're like, let's take a moment of silence. And then Red, like, you think he dies, like at the table. And then they like tap him on the mouth. He's like, ah, and he wakes up. And then I think that's when they're like, I think Bubby arrives and you hear like a horn. They're like, oh, we should probably get going. Should probably go to the hospital. And then they just walk to the car in slow motion and you hear them talking more. And then like, I think one of the last things that's said is, I think Dan McBride burps. And he's like, oh, it's a bullet burp. And then they get in the car and then you just hear Bubby be like, you guys smell like crap. And then that's the end of the movie. And then the credits roll. And it's fantastic. It's really, there are so many lines. It is so deep. And you know, to throw back to something we said off air, I am now having a very serious case of deja vu where I'm like, I feel like we talked about this movie already. Just in this moment. Just like just now, I had a real strong sense of deja vu.
Wow.
Maybe it's that
Interesting.
great black billowing cloud of smoke that
Your symptoms are up to date.
New symptoms. So yeah, so that's the whole Pineapple Express. And I can always tell like when a movie really hits it for you, because those are usually the ones we talk about in more detail. Those that, like I can tell by the look on your face when we start, like, is it going to be a movie he liked or didn't?
Yeah, I got to work on my poker face a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, this morning
I
you
would
sent me
say-
a text
Go
that
ahead.
was a little confusing because you were like, you know, it's something to the effect of like, we should just write like a dumb comedy.
We should write a dumb comedy.
Yeah. And I was like, that either means that he didn't like it and thought it was stupid, or he does like it but acknowledges that stupid is really funny. I'm like, I don't know which it is.
I was more just thinking of lines that we've said to each other in the last, like, honestly, few days that I think would be really funny in a movie.
That's true. That's true. There
And
have been
like,
a
and
lot.
building off of this, building
Mhm.
off of that, this was like fun and dumb. It's kind of interesting because it's like, this is a movie that I think has really funny moments, but I still like watching it. It's like you find them intermixed with stuff that it's like, whatever.
Mhm.
So it's a pretty good movie. It's
Yeah.
really, when it's funny, it's really funny.
Mhm.
And when it's really not, it's really not.
Yeah. And I feel like that's par for the course with these particular people and, that group when it comes to
Yeah.
filmmaking, that tone of what was going on at that time. Most, and you've seen Superbad, you've seen a lot of 2000s comedies, and most 2000s comedies were of the mode of not being really that funny. Um, and this one, frankly, I think the stuff that's the funniest is like the character stuff and then the stuff that was mostly improvised. Because a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff, you can kind of tell certain lines that were probably scripted or that were from the script because they almost feel like they don't quite fit. Like there's a moment earlier
Yeah.
when Dale's first back at he's panicky and he's back at Saul's house. And he's like Saul's talked about how rare the Pineapple Express is. And he's like, it's so rare it's almost a shame to smoke it. He's like, it's like, you know, blowing up a I don't know, I forget what it was, like a
A
unicorn, whatever it
unicorn.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, a unicorn with like a bomb. That to me feels like I can read that right off the page. That was draft one. You never
Yeah.
changed it. You never came up with a better riff. It's not a bad line. It's just, it pales in comparison to everything else. And so I think that's kind of where it's at with this movie is like, because the highs are so high, anything that doesn't meet those also feels really low too. So if
Yeah.
there's a real cheap joke, then it feels even cheaper, you know?
And I think what this movie does well is it like has an overarching movement towards
Hmm.
something that really helps. It's over, like, it's engagement,
Hmm.
but it's like, I think if just some of the characters are so good that it makes up for it. I think like
Hmm.
Matheson and I think Red are like both so funny. And like you
Yeah,
kind of can't have those characters without the people around them. But
right. Yeah, but I do think if you take those characters or that the portrayals of those characters out of this movie, the movie goes down by a significant margin
you
in entertainment
lose,
value.
yes, you
You
lose
lose
a
like
lot.
half the movie as far as I'm concerned. Because Seth Rogen's serviceable, but he's
He's
probably
this,
the
you said it
weakest.
earlier.
Yeah.
You said he's more the straight man
Yeah.
in this movie
And even as a
than
straight
almost
man,
anything else.
he's
Yeah.
he's not an incredibly strong actor. It's not that you have to be, but he's kind
Yeah.
of the weakest player. Um, Saul is good and Ted is great. But really, the side characters are where the heart of the movie is, and where so much of
Yeah.
the laughs come from. So, I mean, Amber Heard's in it for like 5 minutes, so she's not really
Yeah.
contributing. She's just the high schooler. But even the liaison officer is like more entertaining than Seth Rogen. So like,
Yeah. The lead, that she's so funny. That is so good. Such a good moment.
I love how after she looks up his like license information and finds that there's a warrant. She gets out of the car and she's like smiling. She's like, "You're going down." And he's like, "What? Why am I going down?" She's like, "You're going down." Like she's so happy. She's pumped
Yeah.
that anything at all is happening today. She's the liaison
Yeah.
officer. Nothing interesting happens. This is her big Superman moment.
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
All right. So rating, final thoughts.
Well, yeah, I'd say I liked it. To rate it, I was looking at what we've rated things recently. I think especially it's interesting. Interesting. I think this is probably like a confident 6.9.
Yeah.
I would not quite put it at a 7, but I'd put it above things I've put around a 6.8.
Mm.
So it's just funny. It's got some really good characters. 6.8, 6.9. My grading isn't always consistent, but given recently, I mean, I laughed more watching this than Hitchhiker's Guide
Mhm.
to the Galaxy. Guardians, I just get mad at these days.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, 6.8. I don't know. I've given 6.8, 6.9. That's about what I've been giving like very like good movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny because I give Hot Rod a 5.9, even though I probably think that's a funnier movie
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. But it's objectively, it's probably a 6 point because there's very good characters in this story. I'd probably give it like a 6.8.
Yeah.
And yourself?
I mean, I was gonna say something very similar. It was gonna be like a 6.9. I'm I don't know if I want to give it a 7. It is though, as I think about it, in terms of stoner comedies, it is kind of the only one I can think of that has this kind of staying power. It's way better than all the Cheech and Chong stuff combined. It does stuff most comedies and especially stoner comedies and especially action comedies don't usually do. So it's like it's a hair under a modern classic, which is why I don't want to give it a 7, but I think I'm going to just be generous and give it a 7 because I can't think of any other movie that does this in its niche. So I'll just give it a 7.
Respect.
And what's funny is when I just watched it this time, I hadn't watched it in probably 12 years. I think the last time I watched this was when I was like 18 or 19. So it had been enough time that I had kind of forgotten about some things. And I was like, oh yeah, and I also just forgot how many quotes I get from it. So
like there's scenes that you can just pull quotes and quotes.
Yeah.
From,
so yeah, I think a 7. 7 for me. Does it have your
Nice.
heart, sir?
no, I don't think it does.
I think
And
I
yourself?
think
You?
yeah, it really kind of does and it kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like a fraction away from having it. It's really close. It's really, really close. I would say very nearly almost. I might have to retcon that in the future.
You're allowed. We'll
Yeah.
allow that.
But at the moment it's like it's real close, but not quite. So that's where we're at. That was Pineapple Express. A
Nice.
fun time was had by all. Do we have any closing thoughts other than our typical like, subscribe, etc.?
I don't think so. It's been a good week on the show. I'm excited because I actually know what you're gonna watch next
I was gonna
time
ask, yeah.
because you pretty much said it when we talked last time. So there's major hints in the last episode what you're gonna talk about next. I've actually told you what you're gonna watch next.
Yeah, and I've forgotten.
You want me to say it on air?
Yeah, let's go
Since
ahead.
we're going so long. So the original plan was that we were going to walk our way through James Gunn's
Filmography.
yeah, specifically like main tentpole blockbuster superhero movies.
Mhm.
And so it was going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But I then realized that I want to conduct a science experiment later for the
Mhm.
sake of humanity later in the year around December. There's this small independent production called Avengers Doomsday that's coming out. And Santino notably has not really
Mm.
seen
Any Avengers.
any Avengers.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to see what it would be like to go to see that movie with somebody who has not really seen a whole lot, and just see what happens. And so I decided to forego Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 because there's like plot in there that's related to larger MCU stuff. And so we're going to go straight to Superman.
James Gunn
is
Superman?
James Gunn's Superman.
Yeah,
by
no,
James
you didn't
Gunn.
tell me this. I don't think you told me this.
I think we talked about like, oh well, let's just do those because I was like, I really want you to see Superman, but I swear we had this conversation. This
You
is like
texted me and you did say that like we were gonna skip Guardians. I don't remember you saying Superman, but I could be way off.
but we're gonna. I think we said it on air, well, off air last week. So
Could be.
2 weeks from when you're hearing this episode, we'll be talking about Superman, which is a treat because I was just texting a friend of mine who listens to the show was texting me based off my thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and he was I don't know. He was interested to hear what I had to say about Superman because of
You did say you're gonna watch Superman. You did.
yeah.
That just got completely buried in my memory.
You're good. There's been a lot. There's been a lot the last few days, both in silly, funny, haha, and who knows. So
Really funny, haha.
we're gonna watch Superman, and
All right.
it's gonna be interesting. The one bit of information I'll say that you might know,
Mm.
and we do this sometimes. We normally do these moments off air, but enjoy audience being a glimpse behind the curtain. Just a reminder, this is the first installment in the cinematic universe that it's in.
Okay. I thought, didn't they already do Superman and
They reset all the like Zack Snyder stuff is
oh,
gone, and this is reset.
retcon again. Okay.
Yes. So this, like, and I'm gonna say it again, and it's like the one thing you need to you should kind of keep in mind. This is the first installment in a cinematic universe.
Noted. Does it matter that I know that? Because I've never seen any of the Zack Snyder stuff either, so I wouldn't have known that this was a reset or not. I'm
It's
assuming
just
that
fun.
impacts the plot some other way.
Well, it's interesting.
Yeah. Here's what I know. I know what you told me about it last year, some of your thoughts. So I'm already kind of prepared for a little bit of an SBIG
It's
kind of thing.
It's gonna be. I don't think it's SBIG, but
So it's just bad.
It's
It's just
mixed
weird.
feelings.
Okay.
A movie,
Yeah.
and I'm interested to see where your feelings are,
I'm gonna you know,
because
I'm
you
looking
might be able to
forward it.
articulate something I can't. But I'm really gonna try to articulate my feelings and thoughts about this movie better than just
Yeah.
this is what it is right now.
Okay. Well, that's cool. And then I think I'll have to have you watch Backrooms at some point soon. Maybe
Yeah.
that'll get us a high-ranking episode while it's still popular.
Well, us posting every 2 weeks is certainly not doing things.
Yeah, it's not doing
anything
us
to
any
help our
favors.
algorithmic.
No. No. But well, you know, we'll be back to normal schedule in August or something.
Yeah.
September,
Well, yeah, probably
end of August.
who knows? We'll see. Thanks for listening. We love you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Have a good week.